Yo, hey, what's up, guys? Doing a quick video, kind of silent here, trying to keep my voice down because it's kind of late, and my daughter's already sleeping, so she has school tomorrow, so I don't want to really wake her. But today's Wednesday, by the way, Comic Book Wednesday. Anyways, guys, it's March 28th, and I picked up a few comics, as you can see here. A few brand new ones, two old ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys really quickly the ones I picked up. And the last two comics I'm going to show you here is basically the two comics that I actually recommend to everybody because they were really good. Okay, so just starting off this video, guys, because I only have 10 minutes. The first comic book I want to show you is this one. This is a new #1 from Vertigo. It's called The New Deadwardians. This comic, guys, really quick, is basically a story about vampires living in current society. It seems to be, maybe 1800s possibly, in that timeline of society, where zombies are pretty much, vampires are pretty much accepted and are known in that society, and they seem to be fighting, or at least trying to figure out how this infection of zombies came about. Okay, the storyline, guys, overall was okay. It was alright. It did leave you anticipated for issue 2, which I'll probably get. If it doesn't get any better than issue 2, to be honest with you, I probably won't continue. But the artwork was a-okay, nothing really top notch, but the storyline again was a-okay. So if you're really into zombies, you may want to check it out, or at least vampires in that sense. Next one, guys, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead number 95. This one, guys, unfortunately I did not have a chance to read, only because it's pretty late, and I have so many comics that I need to read. This is still on my read pile. I have this one plus maybe 10 more I still need to read. Those 10 other ones I'm going to show you in another video, basically just comic books that I picked up from eBay. But this is also one of them that I need to read. But with that said, this issue 95, I really am excited to read this issue, because issue 94 was really good. It was really intense. So this issue 95, I'm actually dying to read, and I kind of regret not reading this first, but I picked up this one. The next comic, guys, I picked up was Astonishing XMen number 48. This one is the variant cover, guys, by the way, and as you can tell, it has that Silver Age type artwork on the cover, featuring the original X-Men along with Spider-Man. This comic, guys, I can actually say, kind of left me guessing and wondering, like, what just happened? So in the beginning issue, it did have kind of a scene in the beginning scenes where apparently one mutant and a fellow gentleman, a man, they were living together. They were a couple, and it did have a scene where they were kissing, and I really wasn't prepared for that. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have friends that are lesbian and gay, and I have no bad or sorry or any negative feelings towards them at all. I mean, they're really cool people. I have no, there's nothing wrong, with them showing their affection towards each other. But I was not prepared to see what happened in the comic. I mean, I've never really seen that in Marvel. So with that being said, I was kind of left like, okay. And the storyline did pick up. It did, have a lot of action towards the end, but it left you guessing, like, what's going on, what's going to happen next. But again, besides all that storyline, guys, the main reason why I personally picked it up was because of the cover. I really dig the Silver Age cover. Okay. Next comic, guys, that I picked up was Daredevil. Daredevil number 10. And like I said, speaking of covers, this is a really nice cover, guys. If you can check that out. Reminds me a lot of the artist Frank Cho. This was not done by Frank Cho, apparently a gentleman named Rivera. And a lot of line work on his art, which is really cool, which is somewhat similar to Frank Cho. So, of course, I'll be glad to add this comic book to my collection. Again, it's Daredevil number 10. Next one, or the actual two that I picked up, guys, the older ones, were Batman issue number 603 and issue 655. These are really cool covers, guys, really cool. And I would have to say they're probably high grade, maybe 9, 9.4, 9.6 maybe. But really, really cool covers. Especially this one, I'm digging this one. The last two comics, guys, that I want to go ahead and show you were the two that I actually recommend to everybody that I picked out. I really, really enjoyed the storyline plus the artwork. The first one is Avenging Spider-Man, number 5. This one told a brief story, kind of a bromance, if you want to say, between Peter Parker and, of course, you know, Captain America. Where in the storyline, one thing I do want to mention, it's kind of funny how it depicted Hawkeye as kind of a clown or a kind of funny guy. In this first page here, where it talks about the creators, you know, the artist, the inker, it shows that each name has been crossed out and left with Hawkeye. And also here in this, it talks about basically Hawkeye's a hero, crossing everything out about Spider-Man. He didn't wet himself. Funny, very funny, very funny. I love that. But anyways, guys, in this issue, the artwork is really cool. The storyline basically is about Spider-Man finding out that Steve Rogers was somewhat a nerd, or at least a comic book artist or cartoonist. So Peter kind of feels like, oh, cool, well, I'm a science geek. He must be a comic geek, and maybe we have something in common, and starts to kind of try to develop some type of relationship, or at least an understanding that, hey, we have things in common, let's talk more, you know, maybe we can become better friends. But with that said, the storyline, it's really cool because it seems to be oriented towards, you know, us comic book people, because Steve Rogers was into drawing comics prior to becoming, you know, getting injected with that super serum. So anyways, the storyline's pretty cool. It doesn't really talk a lot about, you know, fighting or action. There's a quick action scene, but it's more along the lines of, hey, Spider-Man and Captain America trying to get to know each other. You know, like really good teammates. You know, like, hey, I'm a nerd, you're a nerd. Hey, maybe we have something in common. You know, kind of like a bromance, if you want to say. But it was pretty good, guys. I really enjoyed it. The very end, it did show Peter Parker and Steve Rogers coming together and, you know, figuring out, hey, you know, let's figure out, you know, drawing a character or drawing a comic book. And that was pretty cool. So I recommend checking this out, guys. Again, it's Avenging Spider-Man number 5. Last one, guys, really quick, is Avengers versus X-Men. One really cool factor I want to point out that I like, why I bought it, was Frank Cho. Frank Cho is the artist throughout the entire book. Normally Frank Cho just draws covers, but every now and then he'll draw a book, you know, to draw the interior art. But this one's fully done with interior art by Frank Cho. And I love the way he draws women. He draws women really, really well. Every curve, everything, every shadow, highlight. It's really, really good artwork. The storyline, guys, of course, leads into Avengers vs. X-Men number 1. The storyline's a-okay. I get the point where what's going on, but again, I can't get over the fact of how Frank Cho draws his women, you know? So the artwork is really, really good. So again, guys, that's pretty much it for today. Pick up these two books. I really recommend them to anybody. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Hit me up. But until then, thanks for watching and peace.